For the band in Kennedy Heights, which was considerably more upscale than Madisonville. These were rich kids. They drove their parents' cars. They had great equipment. They had expensive amps. They played Telecaster guitars and had Fender Precision basses. I'd never seen money like this before, and I noticed the class distinction. Coming from the lower middle class, we owned our house and were by no means poor, but these guys were clearly more affluent. We didn't even go to school together. They went to Woodward High, which was in a better neighborhood back then. Despite all that, I joined the Generation Gap. It was my first real band, and these guys could play. Steve Hunter was the bass player. He also sang. Delbert Williams was a guitar player, and another guy named Greg was amazing on the organ. We had a couple of horn players. It was serious. I was with real musicians now. We played local clubs and parties, played the funk songbook from Funkadelic to Tower of Power. The band played high school proms, a few talent shows, and once did a fashion show. We had a regular gig at the Clock Bar on Burnett Avenue in Avondale, where all the pimps and hookers hung out. It was street. The guys wore loud colors and big hats and drove Cadillacs with chrome grills and TV antennas attached. One pimp named Lavender had the finest girls and kept a big knot of cash in his nylon socks, which he would take out to pay for drinks. We decided to join forces with a singing trio and renamed our band Mama's Pride. This was the band I was in when I finished with high school. We did everything from the Spinners, the Temptations, and the Four Tops to the Doobie Brothers. We started drawing nice crowds. Our three vocalists didn't dance much, but they could sing. They brought harmonies and sophisticated ballads to the bandstand. You Make Me Feel Brand New by the Stylistics, Superwoman by Stevie Wonder. Mama's Pride was more than simply another funk outfit, although the band didn't stay together long. After high school was over, Mr. Brown came by one of the Mama's Pride's rehearsals in the basement of my girlfriend's house. He had quit teaching during our senior year to concentrate on his own singing group. He told us that day about a new thing that was going to change music. Video. He said people were going to make little films of people playing songs, and that would be the next new wrinkle. The music scene was rapidly changing in exciting ways, and we wanted to be a part of that future. From the crowds at our shows and our regular gigs, it seemed like we were going somewhere. The Mama's Pride lead vocalist was Dwight Tribble, who remains one of the best singers I've ever heard. He had this amazing voice, a range that never seemed to stop. There was never a note he couldn't hit with his natural voice. He could sing like Stevie Wonder or Donny Hathaway, or he could sing jazz. He was also a handsome lady killer. I liked to kid Trib about it. We called him Trib. After a show one night at the Club Diplomat in Cincinnati, I made a little joke. "You're not the only one the girls noticed tonight," I said. "Some of the girls noticed the drummer." "Well, you can have all of them," he said. "This is our last show." I had no idea what was going on, but that was it. The band broke up that night. The Mama's Pride singers never really got along with the guys from the Generation Gap, and there was some kind of tension in the band that went over my head. I wasn't the leader of the band, I was only the drummer. It was disappointing. That band had seemed destined for success, but I got enough of a taste that I decided to make my life in music. I'd been swept up by the experience of playing drums with my first professional group, a band I thought could be successful, and once the idea of making a living in music had taken root, I didn't look back. I had no strategy in mind and didn't know what I was doing, but I wanted to try. Some of the Generation Gap guys called me to try out for a different band. They liked me, and we ended up bringing in musicians I knew from school. First, I brought in my friend Ko to play bass. More guys came and went, and before long, all the Generation Gap people were gone, and all the Mama's Pride singers had left, and I found myself with Ko, some other players I knew from high school, and a couple of other guys. I didn't know what I was doing, but I refused to give up the game. We formed Pure Essence, which was more of a funk band that did only originals and covers of Sly and the Family Stone. We started out in my girlfriend's mom's basement every night at 7, but before long, we were rehearsing at whoever's house every night until midnight. After practice, we would hang out and talk until the middle of the night and sleep until noon. The guys in the group came from all over. The lead vocalist, named Jerome Richmond, but known as Mouse, was leader of the band, the motivator, the loud talker, the guy in the locker room getting everybody fired up before a game. He patterned himself after Sly Stone, so he was not exactly an original. Ko was my best friend and the bass player.